Talking Junk 6 9
I was like, I know you
Fucking
didn't
A.
go live right now.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, you know he was gonna do that because we gotta talk about the 10% off of every order. Not every, every. With promo code
Evie.
Talking Junk 6 9.
I still didn't fix that.
Yeah, nah, don't fix it because it's just like Talking Junk 6 9. You got the best and dirtiest number that can reciprocate each other. Because it's only six simple ingredients. So if you turn it upside down, it would be nine, but it's only six. I would read
What?
them, but it makes no sense. It's redundant. But it is dates.
Welcome. Tonight we're talking superhero movies before the MCU. Stay tuned because this episode is brought to you by Excalibur and Dizzle.
Talking Junk Network.
Where entertainment lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom, yo.
your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You guys charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Welcome to the Break Room, the podcast that comes to you live every Saturday night from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Your whole Break Room crew is here tonight. Minus one, the new kid can't make it tonight. He'll be okay, Darby. But we got Dre, Talin, Miggs, and Jasmine in the building.
It's popping, y'all.
What the hell is that sound in the back? Oh,
I just stopped at a Walgreens real quick to get something to drink. Why the fuck do people really... Bitches is arguing over goddamn Snickers and an employee discount on a fucking Snickers. Bitch, if you don't just take your fucking Snickers and get your fat ass out of here, I'm an employee. I know better for 20 years. It's a goddamn Snickers, bitch. You don't have to fucking lie. Niggas got shit to do. I'm hungry. You tell I'm hangry now because I had to stand in line with that fucking bullshit and then deal with this fucking slow grind over at Wingstop. God,
shit, maybe you should have ate it. Maybe you should have ate Snickers while you were online.
What's up, sunshine? Good evening.
I know you're not an ass dragging like these motherfuckers out here.
Well, since it's gonna be that vibe, we might as well pay the bills now and say that this episode is brought to you by Dizzle, the premium liqueur. It's cognac and tequila with hints of lemon, lime peel, orange peel, and a big flavorful punch of mango. Tonight we're drinking it in just some iced tea with a little lime juice. It is the bomb.
No lime for me.
There goes the potion. Look at that. Straight out of a high school science class beaker.
Goes down easy. Smooth. You don't pay for it in the morning. And you have a good time doing it. You had a couple Jello shots. This Dizzle would be amazing in Jello shots. Maybe next week we'll do some of those.
That sounds dope.
How's everybody
It's
doing
not
tonight?
Dizzle. I will be getting some Dizzle, but right now I just got Dos Equis with lime and salt. So hate me if you want.
Well, if you haven't gotten your
buzz for the
Dizzle,
show,
go to the dizzlebrand.com. Click on one of the distributors that does sell them and distribute
hold
them.
up.
Preferably
Let's go.
Emilio's. $21.99 plus shipping and handling.
You said Dizzle, right?
Dizzle, the dizzlebrand.com.
Let me see if I can find it. You told me about these Excaliburs. I copied the Excaliburs. Now you're telling me about Dizzle. Time to get me a bottle of Dizzle. Okay, I can't find it, so we're gonna have to Dizzle this shit out later. Laughing at me?
Yeah.
Just checking.
Just go to the Instagram. You'll see the posts on the drinks we've made so far. Well, some of them, and you could just click on the Dizzle's comments and find him straight from his Instagram page. But tonight, like I said, like you heard the man on the intro, we're talking greatest superhero movies before the MCU. After that, it gets complicated. So we'll stick to the classics here. What do you guys think about the classics?
Plenty of classics too. There are plenty of classics to choose from.
Yeah, some of them were a little harder to find than others. Some of them were debatable. Some of them maybe shouldn't be on this list, but we'll see.
I saw Zorro was on the list.
Zorro is on the list.
I was like, that's not a superhero movie, but okay.
You can't classify Zorro as a superhero?
No.
He wasn't a superhero. He was a bandit. He was more of a bandit. A bandit that had like Robin Hood, tendencies.
Yeah, he's in that category.
Right. He's a masked vigilante.
No, but I can't even say he's not really a vigilante.
Well, that's what it says here. He's a vigilante.
Yeah, technically, yeah. He was always
then he's in the same category as Batman. So Batman's not really a superhero either. Then
he's proven himself. that fucking freak. He's proven himself. He's definitely a hero.
Where are they?
No.
Yeah, remember that parody? He was just rah, rah, rah. Like, are you speaking bat? Like, why are you? How can I?
So is that a veto to send the Zorro packing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Zorro was never a hero. He's not even a hero.
I would never
just
think Zorro as a superhero.
Monsieur Zorro is off the list.
With your purple bullshit.
All right, well, we'll talk about one of the, I think, most campy, to say the least, 80s heroes.
That campy?
Campy, very campy, very campy. Very, very campy. Toxic Avenger. Not one that I've seen myself.
Wow.
I've seen clips.
Toxic Avenger. That's something I haven't heard in years.
You did a talent.
I did a talent. I went on YouTube. Toxic Avenger is a 1984 American superhero black comedy splatter film directed by Michael Herz and Lloyd Kaufman. It's written by B-budget movies with campy concepts and gruesome violence. Virtually ignored upon its first release, The Toxic Avenger caught on with film goers after a long and successful midnight movie engagement at the Bleecker Street Cinema in Greenwich Village in late 1985. It is now regarded as a cult classic. The film has generated a media franchise including 3 film sequels, a stage musical production, a video game, and a children's TV cartoon. In 2019, it was announced that Legendary Entertainment would be producing a reboot of the film. The original creators, Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Herz of Troma Entertainment, serving as producers, and Mackin Blair serving as a writer and director. The plot sees Melvin Ferd Janko III. He's a weakling who works as a janitor at a health club in the fictional town of Tarmaville, New Jersey, where the customers, particularly Bozo, Slug, Wanda, and Julie, harass him. I'll drink to that, sir.
Salud.
So these kids are bullying this janitor, this little wimpy janitor. And they murder a boy on a bike with their car and take photos of the carnage afterwards. They trick Melvin into wearing a pink tutu, and he was hugging they made him hug a sheep. They chased him around a health club, and out a second-story window. He falls into a drum of toxic waste because, of course, toxic waste would be just sitting there, which sets him on fire. After running down the street, Melvin douses the flames in his bathtub. The chemicals transform him into a hideously all the way home. Hideously deformed mutant with superhuman-sized strength, and then he takes over. He takes his revenge, to say the least. That did make the list because it is a cult classic, like Wiki said. We'll find a lot of cult classics in this fucking movie. But we're going to go to the next movie, and the next movie happens to be the first superhero in comic books. Who do you guys think that's going to be?
Can't say
It's not Superman. I'll tell you that.
I would have said
Batman.
It is not Batman.
think
I could be
outside.
wrong.
Think outside.
Oh, that's right.
What was that, Tyler?
You talk about
Felix the cat.
Not sure if Felix is classified as a superhero, but no, it's not Felix. Dre, what do you think?
You said the first superhero in film?
In
Or
comics.
comic?
In comics.
I know somebody probably doesn't matter.
It's funny. It's funny.
somebody
Somebody real random. Or
somebody being remembered just for this one moment.
Was it JFK?
It was not. It was not. Although he is some people's superhero.
No.
Yeah, kind of sad.
Right. We're talking about the Phantom.
is that the fucking with the ring and the
Yeah,
and the purple,
yeah, it's
purple
the-
skull? I
Yes,
remember.
sir.
You talking about the shit with Billy Zane?
Yeah,
Yes,
I remember that.
yes.
Oh shit! I haven't heard that in years. The Phantom?
Yeah,
He
he
ain't no
was
fucking
actually
super.
he's the first superhero in comic books. It wasn't Superman like everybody thinks.
Oh, I knew it wasn't Superman. Shit, I
Like,
bet it was money on Wolverine before him.
Why would you say that? Wolverine was way later than Superman.
Listen, we're not here to argue.
The X-Men was way after that.
Like Superman, although is not the right answer, is a very good educated guess there.
Yes, it is.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Still got the best comic. I'm not gonna say best comic, but it still has like the most valuable #1 issue.
Sunshine.
Oh,
It tastes like mango and possibilities.
It tastes good. It tastes good with every.
you know, possibilities can have a sweet or sour taste. So
It's strong as fuck, right? I'll tell you that. It's 40% alcohol by volume. It's 80 proof. This shit will knock you on your ass.
Very weird.
Huh?
So it makes you weird. You got a weird drunk last show, bro. It was some that shit.
I wasn't
mean-
drunk last show. I was just weird.
that made it worse. You were weird, not drunk.
It's classified as a liqueur, and now I see why, because it mixes with virtually anything, like Jasmine said. It's fucking amazing. I'll be sure to put the website up in a second. But right now we're talking the Phantom. This is 1996 superhero film directed by Simon Windsor, based on Lee Falk's comic strip The Phantom by King Features. The film stars Billy Zane as a Remmer and Patrick McGowan. The film's screenplay by Jeffrey Baum is loosely inspired by 3 of the Phantom stories: the Singh Brotherhood, the Sky Band, and the Belt, but adds supernatural elements and several new characters. Principal photography began in October 1995 and concluded on February 13th, 1996. The film was shot in California, Thailand, and Australia. The Phantom was released on June 7th, 96 and received mixed reviews from the film's critics, who were divided over whether its pulp adventure approach was charming and authentic or vapid and dull. Despite financial failure in its theatrical release, the film has enjoyed success on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray, and has developed another cult following. The plot sees in the early 16th century a young boy helplessly witnesses his father killed by Kabai Singh, the ruthless leader of the Singh Brotherhood, who attacked their ship. The boy jumps overboard and is washed ashore in Bengala. I'm not going to read the whole shit. He basically finds this ring. Isn't he like a fucking, like an Indiana Jones, like Uncharted?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah,
He's like Zorro with a powerful ring. Excuse me. So he's like a step up from Zorro. I say step up because the motherfucker still got purple on.
What's wrong with purple? The fuck?
I ain't say nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with purple.
You
Purple's actually a pretty cool color.
You obviously think something is wrong with purple. Like,
I don't think shit is wrong with purple. I just said I like purple, sir. Let's not argue with me. I like purple.
Let's not argue
It's
with
fine. I just say shit like fucking purple. I don't like. It's not that I don't like it. I just like saying it that way. They wear fucking purple.
This
doesn't have issues with purple. You were talking about purple a lot,
right?
I barely said purple. You want me to say purple again?
Something tells me he got a big purple footsie pajama in the fucking in the closet. Make him look like Barney the dinosaur. And
got a Thanos mock-up in there.
Hey, whoa! Let's not get Jason excited now. He's smiling. He's like, "Where's this closet? I need $1."
Why
Was that who was asking for $1? Thanos.
What?
He said it's
Yo.
$1.
From now on, I'm only gonna keep quarters around.
That she's gonna need. Give me $1 in change.
Okay.
All right. The next one, I'm not even sure I would classify as a superhero, but when looking up some of the superhero movies pre-MCU, which is hard nowadays because they don't really make anything, any lists or any videos or any references to any of these superhero movies beforehand. But this one always comes up on the list that do exist. It's the Rocketeer.
Oh shit, that's another good one from back in the day. Hell yeah, it was like a superhero only on Christmas.
What was that, Tyler?
Didn't Disney make a movie called The Rocketeer too?
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Yeah, like, I think they were like they put mad hopes into that shit and then it flopped.
It was like Iron Man without the suit of armor. It
was set in like the 50s or some shit like that. It wasn't a bad movie. I watched it the other day. It for its time, for what it could have been, it was pretty good. I think if they make a remake now, it would probably do okay. Maybe as a series on Disney Plus, it wouldn't really do good as a movie right now with the way the climate for the superhero.
No, you know what? Fuck that climate. Make the fucking movie. That's the type of movies that we do need. These fucking ass. Fuck a series. Make a movie that's gonna make people be like, oh, "You don't agree with me?" No, nigga. Not everybody agree with you.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad. It was let's just go straight to the plot because fuck telling you about the fucking whole shit. Oh, it was set in the 30s. Look at that. In 1938, Los Angeles, gangsters from Eddie Valentine's gang steal a rocket pack from Howard Hughes. During their escape from the authorities, the gateway driver hides a rocket pack in an airfield. The stunt pilot, Cliff Seckard's GB Racer, is wrecked in the chase, clipping his career. Movie star Neil Sinclair had hired Valentine's gang to steal the rocket pack, and he sends his monstrous henchman Luther to question the injured getaway driver. Now, let me just tell you, for the fucking time that this movie was set in, the prosthetics that they used for that guy Luther's fucking mask. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. That shit was pretty fucking good. It was like he had a puppet, a silicone puppet on his face. Did I just fuck up the mic? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
What was I saying? What the fuck was his name? Did any of you even see The Rocketeer?
I did. I remember that shit very vividly.
I have
That it was pretty cool because back in the day, when they were shooting those scenes, it was like coming up to Christmas time. You know what I mean? It was like either November-ish, December, but it was definitely snowing. There were a lot of like Christmas caroly type of scenes, and I can't forget that because my birthday is around Christmas. So, like, I remember the villain. I remember the mask the dude had. It was super old
Yeah,
school
look at
though.
this
You
shit
know,
right
like
here.
you said it was in the 30s, right? I remember Homeboy had like a really fucked up looking mug. Yeah, look, that guy. Look at that son of a bitch.
So this is the real prosthetic mask that the guy used. But the way it looked, bro, that shit was crazy. Look at this guy.
I mean, it should. It's fucking Disney.
shit.
It's not the budget. They're the company of magic. Magic costs money. Pay that money. Damn.
This
Yeah,
guy
but
must
style,
have been
like-
super uncomfortable because,
Looks like his face melting.
bro. But when it moved, like when he made a facial expression, the mask moved with him, and when he talked, it moved.
Yeah,
It was pretty
it
fucking good.
looked
for the
really
time.
weird.
Well, for those times, yeah.
So the guy just basically oh shit, spoiler alert. The guy basically keeps the jetpack and he becomes a superhero with it, saves his town, and the girl, which is Jennifer Connelly, and she looks super fucking young in this movie. She's like 20 years old in this movie, and she gets engaged with her fucking co-star, which is pretty fucking common for young actresses, especially nowadays.
Okay.
Anywho, it was a pretty good fucking movie for its time. I wouldn't really classify it so much as a superhero movie, other than the fact that he saves his town.
It was pretty cool though. Back in that day, like you actually had the technology of having a rocket, like a jetpack on your back, and he actually was controlling it pretty well, like it almost like an Iron Man-esque kind of form, but still, like you die if you splat on one of them trees or the side of the buildings.
That's why he's just a hero, not a superhero.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro, because
Hero to some, not many.
he did crash a lot for somebody that had a super jetpack on his back, and he didn't fucking die, which is because
And George of the Jungle going into trees, but that doesn't make him a superhero.
right, which is why Tarzan's not on this list,
Tarzan
Definitely
didn't do
not.
shit for nobody.
huh?
Tarzan never did nothing for nobody. Just a white man in the jungle that didn't die.
Pretty on the nose. The next movie, I'm not sure either of you seen, probably besides Miguel. It seems like he's seen all these movies, which is good because I didn't see all of them. Most of them I've seen recently, but this one I did see recently, and it was fucking weird. It was weird as fuck. Very surprised of the actor that took on this role, and it's probably the reason why he only appeared in Star Wars After, which was a flop because nobody liked those. But Dark Man, starring Liam Neeson.
I had no idea Darkman starred Liam Neeson. I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but you can clearly tell I barely read the title of the box.
Well, that's because there's 3 of them, and Liam Neeson's only in the first one.
Yeah, but see, it was hard to tell it was him because his face is wrapped up. And
It's a
he
Sam
wasn't
Raimi
really-
film, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, so it should be
That's
good as at least one of the Spider-Man, right? Right?
Right.
Yeah, that's all you guys
You
say.
have to just watch it.
We don't fact check on the show. We just say shit.
Right. Right.
It's
It
hard to
depends on which Spider-Man
Movie?
you're talking about.
That's why I left it open to the forum. They can figure out which Spider-Man. they can decide for themselves.
I would say it's comparable to the very first Spider-Man movie, which did not star what's his fucking face?
Toby McGuire.
Yeah, it did not star Toby McGuire. It starred Nicholas Hammond as Spider-Man.
I think Liam Neeson should do a fourth one, and he should play Qui-Gon as Darkman.
I would compare Darkman to the Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man movie from the late 70s, early 80s. Not even Toby.
That far back.
That far back.
And that's when it was literally just a pajama.
And that's not even I'm not even trying to compare plot or anything. I'm just saying how fucking cheesy and why I won't fucking watch the shit type of shit. Anywho, Darkman's an American 1990s American superhero film directed by Sam Raimi, like I said, starring Liam Neeson. It's seen he's a doctor, and Dr. Peyton Westlake, he's developing a new type of synthetic skin to help burn victims, but he can't get past a flaw that the skin rapidly degenerates after 99 minutes. His girlfriend attorney, Julie Hastings, excuse me, I don't have my contacts on today, so you guys got to bear with me a little bit. Some would argue you bear with me every week, but
All my life.
I don't know what you mean. We're only ever supportive of your reading.
So his bitch she comes into possession of an incriminating document that proves developer Louis Stark Jr. has been bribing members of the zoning commission. When she confronts him, he confesses, showing Julie that he plans to design a brand new city, creating a substantial number of new jobs. But he warns Julie that the city's reigning crime boss, Robert G. Durant, also wants the document. So we kind of know where this is going. He wets everything up. You know what I mean? Like in gangster fashion. He tries to take her out. He takes out, her loved ones to show her who's boss, who she's fucking with. So she kills her man Hastings, which then becomes Darkman. He survives somehow because they put him in all these chemicals and shit. They burn him really bad, really fucking bad. He heals somehow and he gets super strength and shit like that. Like, the normal fucking 80s.
Like a Joker.
Yeah, kind of like that, but Joker don't have super strength like this man does. But he uses his
psychotic strength.
Depending on which Joker you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But he uses the synthetic skin to make masks. He makes masks of his old face and of anybody that he wants to be. You know what I mean? Anybody he wants to mimic. And that's how he starts getting back at the gangster. He starts disguising himself as his henchman and going through the ranks and killing people. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't watch the end of it. It was kind of a fucking crazy, weird fucking vibe.
What's up, Nicole?
The comments.
What movies have nothing to do with the comics? The Raimi Spider-Man? We'll get there. We'll get there. Now is we're gonna move from Darkman and talk about another Darkman. I don't know if I would classify it as a superhero movie either, but then again, I never really sat through the movie. I never got the feel for it. The Crow. Anybody seen The Crow?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh wow.
No, I
We know.
Hey, honestly,
Obviously not Talon.
It doesn't look like an entertaining movie. It's interesting because Brandon Lee got killed on it, but like it doesn't look appealing to me.
Right.
I don't see that shit.
No. I say I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah, it almost felt like a nightclub version of John Wick before he started shooting up everybody. So he's just trying to investigate.
Like the emo version.
Yeah.
John Wick was emo.
Yeah, right. It's like
the
every
emo-
scene is like him going to a club or someplace dark and gloomy.
It was like John
Those
Wick
things.
met the plot to fucking Catwoman.
in Sting's makeup.
What was that?
And Sting's makeup.
Yes.
Actually, that was originally the Crow's makeup. Sting adopted it.
Sting adopted it. Yep. Because
Oh, no kidding.
dark
Shout
persona.
out to Crow for
He even
that.
showed up like the Crow because when he came as Raven, as Sting, he did like that Raven.
He definitely did look like the Crow. Now that you say that with the trench coat and shit like that.
Right.
Only difference is he showed up with a baseball bat. He ain't stupid. Well, yeah.
All it takes to kill a superhero is a gun with blanks. You didn't know that?
Not
Is
in the
that how it
boys.
works?
We're watching that right now. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, don't say nothing. I need to watch season 3.
Actually,
Anybody
we
want to
finished
share the
it,
Amazon
right? We
Prime
just finished
login?
it before
Feel
we
free
came
to.
on. That shit is bananas. Bananas. Just like this Dizzle. This Dizzle's fucking bananas.
Uh-oh.
I might need
I want to order it,
Excalibur
man.
to soak that
I just
up.
don't know where to find it.
Emilio's give me that.
Oh, I think I found it. I kept putting Dizzle instead of
It's
Dizzle.
Dizzlebrand.com. Dizzlebrand.com.
Would
I
you
found
be
it.
able to show us where we can find these things? Could you pop a link up real quick? Show people what it look like. You know, folks be getting lost in the force of the internet.
Go ahead. You want to do it, Jay, or you want me to do it?
Got
Oh,
you.
wait, no, I don't have access. I'm not executive level yet. But in the meantime, I got these executive level shirts, motherfuckers. Yeah. Go online and get your t-shirts. You get like as many as you can order. They look dope.
That's right. Go spend the grip. Go spend a stack on some Dizzle, some shirts, and some Excalibur.
Yeah. Energy bar, fly gear, banging ass episodes every week. Come on now. Get yourself a discount.
Go to the casino and start wearing all of our swag and make it big.
Right? You don't leave until someone looks at your shirt and says something, and then you take off. Don't even answer their question. Keep guessing.
Just go, you don't know? And just look mad disappointed in them.
Right? It's like they've been on for how long they've been on? Wait till I tell you more. But I don't have time.
Now
You
this
gotta
is
check
the
us out.
one that you want to go to right here. This first one right here. I would search that real quick. Go to their website. This is the website. Search the store for Dizzle. Boom! Dizzle.
Hey, cuz, order me one and I'll sell it to you right now.
Dizzle. Sell it to me right now. I'll order for you.
How much is it after tax?
Add it to the cart.
Just like my Excaliburs. I'm buying one right the fuck now.
Proceed to the checkout.
$25? Yeah, you can have 76 cents. Why not, cuz?
That is not including shipping.
Yes, it is. It says shipping $225 right there.
No. It says tax. Hold on, motherfucker. Tax.
Yeah, there's no shipping.
$225. The shipping is not there until you put the address in.
That's because you're gonna cover it, right?
What?
It's not going to know what to charge you for shipping until you tell them how fast you want it.
Right.
I want it as slow and paceful as it can. I want free shipping. What's wrong with y'all? I'm already paying tax.
In the private
I
chat,
just got this
put
shirt.
your
You know how much
email-
the shirt costs?
Put your email and your address, and I'll tell you how much everything is in a second.
Yes, I do. And I heard it's very affordable, Migs.
I understand that. Whoever just said that.
I think it was your confidence.
Listen, sir. You will not talk to me like that when I have my Dizzle. You're lucky.
That's why I'm doing it now. So since you want free shipping, I can do this for another 3 months.
You got a point there. Let's backtrack and let's talk more about this. What's the next movie?
Real quick. You want to pop up that ad for that delicious Excalibur?
Oh, the one with the 6 simple ingredients? Of course.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't forget.
The 6 simple ingredients that Jay can read.
It's fucked up. I thought you was my brother. My boy.
It's all love, Jay.
All right. So, if you haven't ordered an Excalibur,
it's always a work in progress.
sorry, I understand it's a work in progress. I got you. Any hooser, if you haven't ordered your first box of Excalibur, first of all, what the fuck are you waiting for? It is a great, healthy, vegan snack. But get there, right there to Amazon. Use that promo code HP Street. We're going to give you 20% off your first order. That's the first one. But for the second, third, fourth, fifth, and every order after, you use Talk 69.
No, see, you already said it wrong. It's every order. Every. You got to emphasize.
You're right.
Every.
For every order, okay?
Every order. Talking Junk 69.
And what you want to do is what you're gonna get out of that 10%, because you're thinking it doesn't sound like much, but what you're gonna get is you're gonna get what Migs wants right now from the Dizzle. You're gonna get free shipping on that. So go order, okay? That 10% is basically gonna kill your shipping, unless you have Prime. If you have Prime, your fucking shipping's already free. So then it's gonna take the 10% off.
That's right. But fuck
like
it.
Just say Jason's your cousin. He'll ship it for you. No, you can't do that. Only I can do that. Only on my end.
See if you hook us up with a front page ad.
Oh, we got an NFT ask right here. Jasmine's signature. That's a first.
Nicole, you want premium product here.
You have Prime?
So Sunshine has Prime, so she'll order for everybody. Just send her the shit. We'll send everything to y'all.
Right.
Now that's marketing.
I'm gonna have one. Would you like to partake in this? Excalibur?
Sure, why not?
I'll break bread.
Hey, Nicole, you know what shirt you should also get? The ones where you can see our faces every day, not just every week.
Look at that
It's
goodness.
hard to miss us. And that goodness right there. You see that?
It's a legit brownie with all those fucking hearty ingredients.
It almost looked like a little Debbie. Almost.
Word. Instead of those rainbow rock hard sprinkles.
It tastes like a little Debbie, but with more toppings. No homo.
No homo. What?
Oh, that's good.
Not to mention all the nuts that you get as soon as you bite.
Word, you got mad nuts in your mouth?
You got mad nuts in your mouth. He is so happy with all those nuts in his mouth, you can't lose.
Gotta catch.
Look at that. He nuts in his mouth and a swig and swallow it down.
Oh man. Fuck yeah.
Fuck it up.
Who's fucking up? I'm fucking up.
Hey Nicole, we support that type of energy. Jasmine, since she wants your signature, you decide how much that shit gonna cost. And don't be. I'm not saying don't be ridiculous, but don't be like, oh, it's $5. Don't fucking do that. I said it's a premium product. I set you up for more than what the standard price is. Don't undercut me after that, okay?
The shirt is $25.
Somebody wants a cut.
I don't want to cut. I sell now as a living, I'm just trying to set her up.
Yeah, no, I get it. The salesmanship in you, I get it.
All right.
The shirt is $25 plus
Some type of
shipping.
way, so I'm gonna have to order this since I didn't get my free box. Ooh,
That sounds like
Free box of what?
hello shade.
Word?
You reminded me that I put a fucking contest out there to give somebody a free box that I have to announce a winner for.
We have
I
entry.
don't know who it is yet.
Share that shit.
I don't know who it is yet. We got like 2 entries. That's why.
Well, this man's like, I'm just gonna look at the entries and figure it out. There's not 5.
Nah, I'm gonna take the 2 entries. I'll probably split a box between the 2.
You hear that, Nick? You see that, Jazz?
That's 3 for 3.
You can sell a total take on this, and that ain't shit to do with it.
That shallow bar is amazing. Anyway, let's get back into the episode. We paid the bill.
Jay, I just want to say, I think Sunshine is probably in her car on her way to you right now, listening to the show.
Oh, she's right
I
outside.
don't gotta worry about that. Sunshine don't got a car.
I didn't say that she used her car. I said she's in her car.
Nah.
You can still
she's
Uber to a crime
she's
scene.
probably listening on her phone.
You can still Uber to a crime scene.
Ooh, you see that butt on
Just
there?
saying.
Uncle
Hands
B
down.
shit, because Jasmine is fire.
Jasmine is fire. Let's take a moment to understand that she's the shit. All right.
Actually,
Kyle is
speaking of
asking for her signature. Somebody's asking for her signature. Out of everybody, she is the shit. There you go.
when are you gonna give us another news run? Is that gonna be like a bi-weekly thing?
No, she has. You know what? We forgot all about it.
Word. Well, since Jasmine is now the topic on here, let's up that value and give her a little bit of screen time because we just bullshit about these movies anyway. It's not this is an official list. We just hanging out. So let's get some crazy news from this dehydrated queen.
That was funny.
What's the jazz?
What's the jazz?
There's an alligator named El Champo. He was found guarding fentanyl and heroin stash in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania? A gator in Pennsylvania?
Whoever did that, they were like, look, if they gonna find it, it's gonna be funny. El Champo? That's great.
Time out. Did he have a collar on that said El Champo?
That's what I'm saying. I just said that.
Word, he had the rhinestones around his neck.
It was like a diamond crusted necklace.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm trying to eat the Excalibur.
It's hard to get past those nuts.
Take a swig of Dizzle.
All right.
It washes it right down.
I'm so sorry.
Gotta wash it down.
Wash it those nuts right down.
There you go. What's fitting?
Press the wrong button.
Okay.
Wrong button.
A man tries to cure his back by injecting his own semen.
What?
Yeah.
What?
He injected his own semen to try to cure his back pain.
In what? In his back?
It didn't say
He stem celled himself? Ew.
Wait, to cure his back pain?
Yeah, his back pain.
Where the fuck did he read that and go, yeah, I've seen that everywhere. I'm going to try that.
I mean, they use little boys' fucking foreskin for their face to look younger, so I can see where his logic said.
He's not a little boy, and he used his own.
Yeah.
His own toxic semen? Yeah, I know.
It's not, I wouldn't say toxic, but he used his own semen.
He believes it cures him, guys, so it can't be that toxic.
Tell me one thing in life that semen has cured except having money.
A woman's attitude.
You thought you had him, Jay.
Okay, a Florida man stabs his grandfather to death and chops off his ears and stashes it in his pockets.
In whose pockets?
In his own pocket.
He puts.
When they arrested him, the ears were inside his pocket.
Fuck, is he gonna whisper to his grandfather for all time?
I don't know. Okay, a man.
I thought he'd be a bigger man by taking his grandpa's beard, just wear his ears. The fuck? Where'd you say that was? Was that Florida?
Yeah. Florida.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure before I assumed.
Fucking
This is
Florida.
why there's a website called Florida Man.
Which is stupid. There's a lot of stupid things on here. Okay, a man has a 3-inch tweezer removed from his urethra after 4 years of ignoring it.
From his what?
Urethra.
Nah.
From his
4
fucking
years of
urethra?
ignoring it?
4 years. Of ignoring it.
What do you mean he ignored it?
I get soap in there. I can't ignore it.
How the fuck you even survived that long? Like that shit ain't there.
How
But then
did
you
his
take it out like, you know what? It's about time.
His dick should have given up on him and just disappeared and been like, nah, fuck this, bro. I'm not supposed to have
Never
met him.
have sex?
What? 4 years?
I mean, the guy from the first story should have taught him something. He should have used the semen to get it out.
Why is it so far? He said 4 inches? What the fuck? He did that on
What the
purpose.
hell was he
He
doing?
wasn't ignoring nothing. It was on
3
purpose.
inches. 3 inches.
I bet you the motherfucker was trying to cure his erectile dysfunction by putting something stiff in there.
He probably part of a frat or something like that.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
I know. He doesn't.
Yo.
He was looking at his dick like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Right.
Good night.
Good night, buddy. Love you.
Buenos noches.
Yeah, this is
Buenas
the
noches.
time you guys should
Espero
get
que
to that show.
noches de sueño.
It's getting crazy.
Yeah. When the tweezer dicks come out, the kids go to bed.
It's getting crazy. All right.
Sir, he's probably still listening.
Okay. A Florida sheriff uses a can opener to bust into a house and shut down a drug house. Sorry. Into a drug house. Shut it down.
How did he?
I don't know where he got the can opener from. I don't know how he got in there.
I wasn't even going to ask where he got the can opener from, which is a valid question.
No,
I was going to ask how the fuck he shut the ring down like that.
He shut the drug house down. Shut it down. I don't know.
With a can opener?
Guys, isn't it obvious? He used it to open a can of whoop ass.
Good one. That's a good one.
Florida teen brother fights a shark to free his sister from his jaws.
From his drawers?
Jaws, the jaws. Jaws of the shark.
Jaws. Remember, she's got that East Coast New York accent. Jaws. Not
Jaws.
Jaws.
That's just lockjaw from lack of water.
Jaws with an O.
yours.
You
Use that sound effect they use. Wah, 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 wah.
What else you got, Toots?
You still pressing buttons, okay. Brazilian cannibal threesome sentenced for killing women.
Wait, whoa. Can you start that over? What you said?
Yeah, please. What the fuck?
Brazilian cannibal threesome sentenced for killing women and cooking their flesh into pastries. That's exactly the type.
You know, unfortunately, that doesn't surprise me. It's Brazil because shit be getting fucked out there sometimes.
But cannibalism? Come on. A cannibalistic threesome?
Shit be getting fucked out there in the favelas, bro.
That's literally like a 3-course meal eating each other. Like, I eat you, you eat me, and this person fucks us up when whoever's alive. Like, why?
Were they fucking while they were eating? Was it literally sushi?
Maybe that's why they said
Threesome
I don't
doesn't
know.
just mean
It's like your climax makes you just ravenous.
It's insane.
Anyway, moving on.
I mean, you never nutted so hard you wanted to eat human flesh?
Once.
What?
That's okay.
We do not condone the eating of human flesh on the show. Although you can go to the
I mean, don't
archive.
do it on the show, and ideally don't do it at all, but you should nut at least once and be like, man, I could eat a human rib. You know, just like for like a hot second. And just be like, wait, that's fucked up. No, I don't. And bring it
If
back.
that is your forte, go to the archives and listen to the Joe Metheny episode where he grounded up his victims and sold them cheeseburgers.
So we're going over here not condone it, but then go reference people to a man who ground people up into burgers. That makes sense. Confuse the audience. I like it.
If that's the case, you might as well make Todd Sweeney a fucking superhero for this tonight's episode. He's a hero. He cut people's throats, made them into fucking meat pies. Yay!
You mean Sweeney Todd?
That's what I just said.
No, you said Todd Sweeney.
I said Sweeney Todd. Yeah,
I definitely heard Tom.
I peeked after. I'm like, you know what I was fucking talking about. I said what I said.
All right. 911 operator in Texas hung up 1,000 calls just because she didn't feel like talking.
What? It's what?
Brutal.
Fired.
She just didn't want
Yo, how did she get to 1,000?
to.
They obviously don't monitor their fucking operators.
Did they have to call back and somebody else answer the phone and be like, yo, who the fuck hung up on me?
Nah,
man?
she was the only one there that day.
A guy in the store was calling because somebody got hurt. Oh man, I guess he was dying. And he called 3 times and got her 3 times. And she hung up 3 times. And by the time they got there, the guy was dead.
So shouldn't she in theory be arrested for fucking murder?
Hey, yo.
No word. Wow.
All right,
Yeah, you should not be working there. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't need a job. You need a hobby, fucking knitting in the corner somewhere.
Job at that. That's a very, very
Yeah, but
to just be hanging up the phone. Well, I don't feel like talking today. Not today.
Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. She was on her period.
you don't like your job. Huh? If you don't like your job, just don't hang up. Man. Hand it off to somebody else.
But like, to be honest though, like 1,000 is so egregious that she's not the only one liable here. Somebody should be fucking paying attention to that. Like, there should be a missed calls log, and the supervisor walks in and goes like, "What the?"
Right, but I bet you it's only 1,000 because most of the people were calling back.
I don't know. This is bizarre though. Ridiculous.
Okay.
That one's gonna be haunted.
A London YouTuber claims to have been abducted by aliens and fallen in love with one of them.
Was she purple?
This is some kind of tentacle.
Did they describe what they look like? Were they humanoid, or was it like some sort of like amorphous blobfish with tentacles?
Right, it's a tentacle type shit.
And are they cannibalistic?
I mean, it would fit into the cannibalistic threesome.
If it's an animal, I mean, another species, it's not cannibalistic if they eat us. It would be
Right.
or the London person, but not for the alien. They're an alien. That's why reptilians eat us. You didn't know that?
No, sir, because we don't.
I'll be sure to ask Chris Brown if I ever meet him.
So our last one is a woman faces felony charges for forgetting to return Sabrina the Teenage Witch VHS tape for 20 years.
Felony charge?
20 years ago, she forgot to give it, so now she got a felony
What
charge.
the fuck? A felony charge?
Still open, that place.
That's wild.
Wait, what place?
Any place. The movie place with the fucking VHS tape.
There's no more Blockbusters. There's still a VHS fucking place?
That means that
Blockbuster still out there. Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh man, Hollywood Video.
That's crazy to put a felony charge on somebody for that.
20 years ago, too.
Right.
God,
What's it worth now? 55 cents. Throw her in jail.
Jasmine, you need your own QR code.
I do,
QR
right?
code.
I do.
I'm drinking, and that's the first slur of many probably coming up.
Of many to come.
Oh, so you're gonna say some slurs?
My news, guys.
Racist?
Thank you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you guys for bringing us that wonderful news. We do appreciate it. Reminding us that the world is bizarre and not just angrily crazy, but also pitifully crazy.
Oh boy. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Yeah, we're gonna go to the next movie real quick.
See, this man drinks all the time. You ever act like this on the show? Get you some Dizzle.
open you up.
I don't know about that.
Freak ass.
Yeah, you know what?
Give me $1.
Mm-mm. See, every time.
All right.
In about 10 minutes, Jay's gonna be behind Jazz talking over her shoulder into the microphone.
Right?
Why are you being weird?
Why? It's you that's being weird to me.
Okay.
All right, cool. RoboCop is next on the list.
Not
Seriously?
what did he say?
RoboCop?
RoboCop.
That's something else.
He has a fucked up origin if he's a superhero.
I'm gonna say
That's exactly how the movie starts.
I thought he was
This is
like
how
a
this movie starts. This is
RoboCop.
how I become
And I
RoboCop.
said, I
Just,
didn't know a
damn,
RoboCop was a.
nah,
Right, they're gonna shoot me half to hell. That was one of the most gruesome fucking scenes I've ever seen growing up.
when the acid fell on the
And-
dude out of car.
Bro, everything. Like just him getting bucked at, all of that. And they didn't make it better in the remake either.
Yeah.
For those of you
was
that don't
crazy
know,
now.
what was you saying, Jack Blacker?
I was gonna say that RoboCop's on the same level as Spawn. Died, went halfway to hell, came back as something
Right.
else.
But he came back as a cyborg, not a hell demon.
You know what I mean? Same spectrum of not human anymore.
I'm gonna give the information to Miguel, and then he could give it to you, Miguel.
See, normally I would tell you to look up off the wall prints in Sanford, Florida, because I have an arrangement now with the owner where you can just buy the shirts directly. However, since you want the autograph, we would have to either go into store and have him ship it, or we'll pick it up and ship it. So just let us know.
I think it would work better if you pick it up and ship it because we need Jasmine's signature on that shirt. We gotta get pictures once they get it. So you know what I mean?
What?
Right? And maybe, I don't know, throw some other swag in there. Go, like, I don't know. You could send them a used tissue or some shit. I don't know. That's what super fans like, you know?
Why would you send that?
Hair and just
Don't start the boy on some weird fucking fetishes.
That's what super fans do. It's not a why is it always sexual with you, Jay?
No, I'll send him a bracelet. I make bracelets.
Oh.
I'll send him
Send them a cup. Just a Dixie cup with the 90s design on it.
Just turn around and hand them that Iron Man right there. Just here. What was on the show is now.
Jay's like, what Iron Man? Fuck you talking about?
There's nothing over here, yonder.
Right. None of this Iron Man stuff is Jasmine's, so that wouldn't work.
She said she needs a shirt with my signature pussy face. They're going too far. Always.
I was
The break
going
room,
to
Nicole,
try to
you
talk
know,
about
They
RoboCop.
crazy, Nicole. It's the break room. That's what they do. Craziness.
Talon, was this an 80s movies that you seen?
I've seen RoboCop. I have seen this. For whatever reason, I saw it growing up. I don't know why, but I think it was probably the edited one. I don't think it was the original version that was mad gory and shit. It's probably like a made-for-TV version I saw.
I wonder if legally we can show like a little clip of him getting bucked up.
Pretty sure it's under 10 seconds or something.
Illegal.
Family Guy got a little parody of it. It's similar.
What was that?
To be fair, it's fair use. We're not getting paid for this.
True. Say that all the time. You get paid for this shit.
If you got channels out there that are making money making React videos, then yeah, I think we'd be all right for a couple seconds.
Let's see if I can get it. Oh, they got it. All right, let me see if I can skip to a good good place there where I can start it. That it'll kind of show you what's happening. He gets killed by the dad from that '70s show, by the way.
That's messed up.
Get the fuck out of here! Really?
Yeah.
This whole time?
So I'm gonna set the scene for you.
He puts his foot in his ass.
Dead or alive.
All right.
He comes up the stairs. He starts bucking. Kills 2 people. Tells the guy on the couch.
He comes on the stairs and starts fucking, kills 2 people. What'd you say?
What? That is not what I said.
What the? He just took it in a completely like detour to the 5th power.
He comes up the stairs.
That's
fucking kills 2 people.
Sorry.
Tells the guy on the sofa. Oh shit! I forgot what he tells him.
What?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
camera's
The
over
dude
there.
got a fucking shotgun
Over
and
here.
throws it. Puts his hands up.
You
His
gonna
fucking
describe it and not show
no.
it?
I'm gonna get to the point.
Because I'm
just
trying
giving
to
up.
figure out what's happening right
Just
now.
show it.
You
Just show it.
narrated the fucking video. What's happening?
Right?
Show the shit
All right,
already.
all right. I'm gonna show it right now.
We're waiting like. That's it.
It's at 5.
What are you doing? You messing up my song. Don't do that.
Sharing elevator music.
It's fucked up because he got nowhere to go.
Bam! First shot, his arm's gone. Shotguns, close range.
God damn.
How's he able to stay there and scream? That must. That's a horrible fucking vest.
They're not done yet either.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Son of a bitch, we just used 30 rounds.
Right?
That's because you didn't aim for the head yet, putz.
Dunzo.
Or so you thought.
Damn. Wait, this is the remastered one, or is it the original?
It's the original. You mean the remake? You know what You know the difference between remastered and remake?
I saw the words show up. I just want to make sure. Yeah, remaster is just they digitally enhanced. Remake is just a different version of it, but you know. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Come on, man.
So that was a gruesome ass scene. It was done well though.
I think what's crazy is that used to be something you'd find in a movie in the theaters for adults. And now that's gore you'll find on almost any television show now, it seems like.
Or movie, because most of the Marvel movies, they're kind of catered to kids, being a Disney film, you know what I mean? But and spoilers coming. The way
like real things though. Like they wouldn't dare kill a human in a Marvel movie. They're too pussy.
Are you kidding me? You obviously
you remember that first Avengers movie? How many humans did they fight? How many humanoids? Oh yeah, none. It was a bunch of fucking robots. All the big villains are not humans. They will never kill a human in an MCU and make a group of humans be the enemy that they're killing.
They killed mad humans in the new Doctor Strange movie, including heroes, top tier heroes.
No. Were humans the opposition, and were they killing humans like an army of humans? Good.
No, it was one person.
Okay, that's what I thought. It's not an army
killing
of
those
humans.
humans.
That's what I'm talking about. The big ops army is always some fucking robots or some aliens or some alien Nazis. It's never just some human beings that fucking suck. Humans are always painted like we're cool and we should be victimized. We fucking suck too. Why can't we have some shitty ass villains that are just humans fucking shit up? It's ridiculous.
Well, we'll move on from a gory ass superhero cop movie to another superhero cop movie. Less gore. Way less gore. Kind of the same premise, I would think, though. I would say they're kind of the same thing. I would say this next person is kind of a spoof off of them. You don't think?
Really?
Yeah.
When did you do this list? Because I was like,
Inspector Gadget.
Wow.
Well, definitely the origin.
Right.
Although in the movie he does just get taken out by a Yahoo sign. Oh no, I take that back. He gets taken out by that's the what's his name, Claw. He fucking blows up. So yeah, he actually gets it worse, arguably.
But kind of the same premise, except I would say Inspector Gadget got way better fucking gadgets than RoboCop, except for his gun. His gun is fucking
He knows how not to get shot.
Go-Go Gadget toothpaste is way more useful than Go-Go Gadget 50 caliber machine gun.
I mean, Go-Go Gadget Copter is the shit.
And
I'm not saying that he wouldn't make a good like partner. I'm just saying you gotta have balance.
Just think, the words "Go-Go Gadget" would do wonders in the bedroom.
I'm gonna make a point to try and remember to say that one day.
No.
Go-Go Gadget Dick.
No.
Go-Go Gadget cum shower.
Go-Go Gadget Vibrator.
Go-Go Gadget boob rub.
Go-Go Gadget Lube Dispenser.
Dispenser, my nigga? Damn. This man got a 3-gallon jug with a fucking pump on the top. Just
This next one, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know why it's considered a superhero movie, and we may be running. Oh, it's only been an hour. All right, so we can get through this. V for Vendetta. I've never seen it. I don't know why.
It's not really a superhero movie.
Hey,
It's just,
half of the movie not super. But
yeah, it's more of a hero type of vein of movie. He's not a superhero, but it's a good movie.
Never seen it.
It's one that is actually I mean, yeah, I imagine y'all would tell me the same, but it's definitely worth watching. It's got some good acting, some good lines. There's a soliloquy in there that's really famous that he does when he's introduced and he introduces himself as V. He does a soliloquy where I think every single word for like a whole paragraph, several sentences, is all V's, and it's pretty dope. And he be fucking people up, and like he does kind of at the end do some super kind of shit, where it looks like he gets shot up and he definitely should have died regardless of armor, but he does end up dying. Kind of, but like you got to watch the idea. I mean, the movie. It's a good movie.
watch the idea.
There's kind of a reason why I said the idea there, because I was thinking of something else, but I don't want to spoil it. You should watch it.
I was just gonna say that weeded out all of the kind of shaky movies, but I missed one, so I'll just throw it out there. Dick Tracy.
it's not a fucking superhero.
He's a fucking
Yeah, he's a detective.
he's a private eye
60s and 70s, right?
with a yellow fucking trench coat.
Hey, who
What you think he is, super
He
banana?
was on. Hey, listen. He was on some superhero lists. All right.
It's
So
it's
that's not what I'm on there.
it's Mega Banana. He's gonna save the day. What the fuck?
Although Al Pacino did play a hell of a role in that movie. Or what? Nobody.
Well, since we're doing quick shout out to
Michael
say that again. My bad.
Go ahead, Drake, because that's why he muted himself.
The Ninja Turtles aren't superheroes either, but they are heroes in a half shell.
You motherfucker. That's where I was going next.
So could
You know,
tell
I,
that
I was
you
watching the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show because of the game, and them motherfuckers are strong as fuck though.
They are. They're
They just be ripping like metal doors off and shit. Like they are kind of super, more so than the people we were just talking about.
I don't think of heroes, but I get it. That Ninja Turtle heroes as opposed to
what?
They did stop Shredder from taking over New York, so that's pretty heroic.
They didn't just stop Shredder, all right? In the movies, they only
There's
stopped
also
Shredder.
Krang and them other weird looking motherfuckers.
I'm just trying to open the conversation. Damn, why are you so defensive? I get it. Shit.
I
I'm on your
wasn't
side.
being defensive. I was just adding on. I wasn't trying to be defensive.
I know.
All right, well, since I got Dick
Real quick,
Tracy
though,
out of
if
the
we're gonna
way,
do a shout out like Dick Tracy, shout out to the female warrior in heavy metal because she saves the universe even though she didn't know she was part of it. Because I mean, she
and shout out to Howard the Duck.
to who? Howard the Duck.
Dre.
I hope Disney does a Howard the Duck movie. I'd go see that because I don't give a fuck about it. So they could do anything, and I'd probably like it.
I'd rather see a series, to be honest with you.
I don't want to see more fucking series. It's a cop out. It's literally how they get people to just pay more money than they would to go see a movie and film for paying for a subscription that goes 2-3 months long. It's a
Hey,
fucking
listen,
scam.
I got kids. I pay for the subscription anyway.
It's a fucking scam.
Well, since we got Dick Tracy, heavy metal, Howard the Duck, and Dre shit on my childhood by getting TMT out of TMN and T out of there.
I love the Ninja Turtles. That's probably one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
he's right though.
They're just not
Classic.
Like if you had a superhero battle going on, you're not calling for the Ninja Turtles. Like you would call for the Ninja Turtles for a street level threat.
Yeah, street level threat. Or gang
It's
level
debatable.
threat.
It's debatable.
Or like maybe multi-city threats, but not a world or galactic. You're not gonna fucking call them for that shit. They're not showing up for Thanos. What are they gonna do?
Tell that to my
Yeah,
next people on the category, because now I'm not going by year. I'm just going out there. Tell that.
Did
to
you get
these
too
people
high on the
that
number
they
list?
teamed up with the Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers are not superheroes, but galactic do shit in outer space.
They are superheroes. They save Angel Grove all the time.
Yeah, how you have all that power and you focus on one city? Fucking trash.
Yeah, you're not a superhero. You're just a teenager with power.
Superman's based out of Metropolis. Based. He be leaving like the fucking galaxy to do shit. These niggas do not leave Earth.
How the fuck did that get on the list?
The what?
Judge Dredd?
Okay, first of all, Judge Dredd is a far better honorable mention than fucking Dick Tracy. Okay,
Well, he was on there. He was on there.
both versions of Judge Dredd are good. I'd argue the second one is maybe a little bit better because it's to the point more than the first one. But the first one is Stallone doing his Stallone shit.
I'll go with some kids movies now. I got 3 kids movies on here
All
that
right,
fall into this category.
Fuck the Power Rangers.
Fuck the
No, we're just talking the movie, not the series.
Nah, but the Green Ranger or the White Ranger should have definitely had his own little spinoff because he took over a city for a fucking week. Y'all forget that. He played a fucking dagger flute and took over the whole city.
Nah, I've
They
been
didn't beat
seeing
him.
that clip coming up
They
on
did not
TikTok.
beat him, mind you. And I apologize because I remember growing up watching this shit because there's nothing else to watch and we didn't have that many channels. Either way, when you watch them, like it took them a week to stop him, and all they did was convince him. They didn't beat him, so he's still undefeated. Took over a city. So I agree with you, Nicole. Fuck the Power Rangers, but White/Green Ranger was a shit. I have to get that out there.
All right. Well, since we're in the kids realm, what was that, Tyler?
I said he's not wrong. White Green Ranger was a shit.
No, you got both swords.
Anyway, since we're in the realm of children's TV or children's movies, There's 3 on this list that are from kids movies. The first one I'll bring up, I never really enjoyed as a kid, but my kids loved it. Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, get out of here with that bullshit.
They're superhero movie. They're superheroes.
I saw that shit when I was growing up. I was I did not. I skipped that motherfucker. It looked like it looked like a like they were trying to capitalize off of Spy Kids 3D with random ass characters, and I was like, "No, this is probably fucking retarded." But if you were a kid at the time, it probably wasn't. So I'm not gonna hate on you if you grew up and it was your thing. But if you were not in that age bracket, that shit looked fucking stupid.
Right, it was. One that I did like growing up, and I don't even remember how old I was when it came out. Sky High. Anybody seen that one?
Yeah, Sky High was solid. That was a solid game. I look like it was not random for Disney to make, but it was an interesting concept. Like that would be a decent TV show for them to make. That makes sense.
It would be. The next one is also a Disney movie, and arguably the best Disney movie containing superhero Marvel.
Mighty Ducks. Oh.
No, The Incredibles. The Incredibles.
Yeah, that is Disney, but I don't think of Pixar movies as Disney because Disney has their own animation studio. But I still recognized you shouting them out because Incredibles was a great fucking film.
Yes, it was.
The second one was good too. Not a bad follow, but I think it's not as iconic as the first one was. That was Pixar more at its prime.
And that's them really figuring out their powers, their unification as a family. You know, not as a family outside of just family, but still like cohesiveness. You know, and working together with the new superpower and understanding how it should be used. You know, it was really cool, man. Like watching them all have like their own singular arc throughout the movie versus part 2. They're just picking
Right.
up.
The second one, like, even though it was a decent story, it was like around the time of the beginning of the heavy agenda push in films, but it wasn't so heavy that it ruined the film. But they switched it, made his wife the main character, and then he went in the background being at home and like it was schlubbing and all that shit. But they did bring it all the way around, and like it was a good story. Even though it did kind of have that agenda vibe to it, it was still well done. And that's what all these other agenda movies miss, is that they're just shitty movies.
It worked.
It did. It's still like, again, like I was younger when the first one came out, so that's far more iconic for me. But the second one is still a solid ass Pixar movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could
great
swear
movie.
I love these movies too. Some of them are annoying.
Well, speaking of annoying superhero movies, we'll go on to one that was slightly annoying, but it was funny overall. All the characters in it. No, fuck you, okay? Mystery Men.
Yeah, Mystery Men is a solid movie.
It was.
That's
It was.
definitely
Pee Wee Herman coming back and Kel Mitchell coming back from their roles as.
There's also the guy who does the forks and the spoons. He's one of the main Hank Azaria. He's one of the main voice actors for The Simpsons.
Right,
And he has it at the beginning, but he also pops up in movies randomly, and that's one of the movies that he popped up in. Because once I learned who he was, and then I saw that movie again, I was like, "Oh shit, this guy's been in movies," and I didn't even realize like he does voices on one of my favorite shows.
Right. Solid movie. It wasn't too bad.
Before we get too far away from kids' movies, I do want to shout out Monsters vs. Aliens.
Was that a superhero movie?
No.
I mean, in that universe of that movie's film, like they were used like heroes against large threats. Where they
you could say the Iron Giant.
He did something heroic, but I wouldn't say that he was like that was a hero film. But he did do something heroic, and just for the record, that movie's fucking phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. Iron Giant is amazing. Show your kids.
Yes.
It has Vin Diesel as the Giant, and his first role before Groot. That's why they casted him. They were like, "I fucking saw it, bro. You were great as that robot."
You do better when we can't see your face, bro.
You got a face for voice acting.
You got a face for radio, kid.
My take on Sing and Sing 2 is that there's no fucking way I could sit through a movie of animated creatures, especially just animals, doing a American Idol type of show, doing pop music from real life. That's so fucking.
Yeah, but the premise of it is that they're not even doing a competition. Like
whatever the fuck they're doing, that is the most brain dead simple writing ever. And I'm not a fan of simple writing for kids because I feel like it puts out the idea that kids are stupid, whereas they're ignorant and they don't know. And when you teach them like they're stupid, they're gonna learn like they're stupid. So you should give them movies that aren't just fucking stupid all the time. And I mean, if it's enjoyable, cool, but like there's always stupid fucking movies out here, and I can't fuck with it.
Did you see the first one?
I said Sing and Sing 2 before I said all my shit.
Is that no or yes, pussy? The fuck?
No, bitch. Fuck.
Who's drinking the diesel? Me or you?
What's going on? It's gonna fall on your fucking face.
Right?
I didn't know that was one of your favorite movies, my nigga. Like, damn, I didn't mean to go hard.
Let kids have some fucking fun and enjoy things. The fuck?
Fuck kids. Have you seen around?
It's a good
Kids out
movie.
here are ridiculous.
It wasn't dumb, like fucking Talon said. Right?
It was a good movie.
It was good.
It was a good movie. It was.
Fuck that movie. I don't give a shit if y'all don't do it. Fuck that shit. I'll be alone on it. It's fine. I've done that before on this show.
We're gonna jump back and forth to kids movies to non-kids movies because this next movie is classified as a superhero movie, but it's more catered to grown folk. Unbreakable.
That's
That's a good one.
That's a great fucking movie, which is now a trilogy.
Are you talking about
It's an odd trilogy. I wish it kind of like played out faster because I feel like the second and third movie, it's like somebody remembered that they wanted to give M. Night the go ahead, but they gave it to him a decade later, and it's like, okay, bro, you could have been on time with that and probably had a better trilogy on your hands. But
I'm kind of glad that happened because McAvoy did his thing.
True, McAvoy wasn't around back then.
Right, and whatchamacallit said himself, Samuel L. Jackson said himself that it was, he's been around a lot, but to see somebody and act 13, was it 13 different roles he played?
something like that.
Yeah, it was a crazy role.
And then arguing like with like 4 or 5 of them at one time, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, if you haven't seen the first movie in the trilogy, which is Unbreakable, it sees Bruce Willis's Unbreakable character and Samuel L. Jackson's Mr. Glass in it, the origin stories of their respective roles. It was a great movie, I thought.
The way that they handled the idea of having powers in it was very human, because even though they had some type of super ability about them, they were still very fragile in some regard, very human, very vulnerable, as opposed to being something exceptionally super, despite the fact Bruce Willis is surviving insane train wrecks and shit, and like
right, a whole fucking train wreck. Everybody died but him.
Like it's insanity, but at the same time, that doesn't mean like he can't die. If you just pop him in the face, you know, then you're gonna take him out. But you can't just put him in a situation. Then Mr. Glass, he's fragile, but he's a fucking genius, and he knows things and can sense things that other people aren't aware of. It was done
Bruce Willis
for all the
know that he was
nonsense
invulnerable.
movies that M. Night has done. that was probably his best story trilogy that he did.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, Willis didn't even notice he was invulnerable to shit. He had to go back and ask his wife after he fucking survived the train crash. When was the last time he even got sick? How is that where you go from that? You know what I mean? Hey, you know, I didn't die. Everybody else died from this train crash. I didn't. When was the last time I was sick?
Well, you know, when you look back on the fact that, like, especially like he lived through the crash, so he probably saw part of it. And if the whole thing of your life flashing before your eyes is true, and he has that flashing through, it's possible that when he survives, he's like, you know, I never really coughed or sneezed like ever. And I don't remember ever really
Yo,
having
what
a
the
itch.
fuck is that?
Why does it sound like somebody's on life support in the back? Like, every time
I don't know. You know what this shit be doing to me.
look,
Oh, yes. Are you watching fucking Obi-Wan secretly in the background?
He probably is.
not answering
You
you.
talking about me?
Yeah.
No fucking way. Look, I'm in the goddamn dark. I'm in the fucking car. There's no way I'd watch that fucking show, and don't get me started.
No, let me tell you. If you don't want to watch any other show from Star Wars,
No. Shut the fuck up.
That was a
Please
great.
shut the
That
fuck up.
was a great
Shut up,
show.
Jay. Shut the fuck up,
It
please.
was.
It's fine. Enjoy it if you enjoy it. Don't ever recommend me some Disney bullshit.
It was a great show. What's a comic as well?
I can derail this very quickly about why it's not. What was the next movie?
The next movie we will we'll just get it out the way because Miguel tried to fucking play it. And I actually enjoyed this movie. I like this movie a lot. I think if somebody today were to tell me their eccentric little brother did this, I wouldn't be surprised. Blank Man. Anybody seen Blank Man?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic. It's kind of hard to say that nigga's a superhero too, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, he's Batman without the fucking money.
Yeah, he figured out how to make an impenetrable serum for a fabric, and he could survive bullets, gunshots.
He didn't put it on his fucking brothers, which got his brother shot and almost killed. But
that's the funny part. That's why it will always be remembered. He's like, "What? He's gonna shoot me on my ass? Well, come on, bang! Oh shit, he shot me."
He didn't shoot him in his ass though.
No, that's when he was taunting him to shoot him. Another great movie that I grew up watching, just like that, and Meteor Man. Like they were really fucking cool.
I've seen Meteor Man.
Yeah, it's not a superhero movie. It's just one of those. It's just one of those movies that it gives the open-minded imagination to that. Like a hero, there's a hero in all of us.
Blank Man and Damon Wayans and David Alan Grier did their thing, bro. It's very memorable.
I would love for them to remake. That'd be good to see again.
Right? It would be good for them to do a second one. Show Blank Man had a kid. You know what I mean? His daughter is the same way he is.
Do like what they did with Shaft.
Nah.
You literally were just describing that, him having a kid. That's what they did in Shaft.
Nah.
No, he was just fucking with you. Where'd my pen go? My pen just fell. Let's go to the next one. The next one we'll throw out. Fuck it, we'll just go for it. We'll go for one of the movies that probably started almost everybody here watching superhero movies, and we'll go for except Talon. That's what you said?
Yeah.
Probably.
We'll
go with the Burton Batman trilogy.
Oh no, I saw that shit. Are you fucking crazy? Like seriously, I thought you were gonna say something else. Are you fucking crazy that I didn't see?
That was a classic.
Batman and Spider-Man was my shit growing up. What you get?
If we're doing,
I didn't see that shit.
If we're doing a top 10 list, but this list is
Jasmine, go drink some water for that.
This would be higher up on the list. most definitely. But who in their right mind has not seen the Tim Burton trilogy?
To be fair,
You know, right, man.
Hello?
it does get wild.
Yeah, no, it's real good.
But that first one though, the vibe and everything there, he got Prince on the fucking soundtrack. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah,
It's like that segue between the 80s and
What is
90s.
going
That
on?
weird zone.
yeah. I love how the Joker, well, Jack Nicholson, like he not only does he have a fucking like 5 foot, 6 foot long fucking Magnum pistol, but he actually had like a gang. Like I like how he had like their own like little gang shit going on. Like he had his own organization, so it was cool to see him organized
Here again.
in that sense.
And what's his name as Penguin? Iconic.
Danny DeVito, yes.
Yeah, iconic.
And
He
there's
was fucking perfect for that role. He should do it again.
He was born for it. Yeah. Well, which Batman did you like out of the series? Val Kilmer,
Michael
what's his
Keaton.
fucking face? Yeah, Michael Keaton, of course. I was gonna say save the best for last, but now you forced me to say fucking Jim Clooney last.
You mean George Clooney?
Nah, Jim. He's not
So
memorable.
growing up, the
Nah.
movie with George Clooney had like the most fun, but like growing up, it's clearly the worst fucking movie. Like just
Kilmer,
clearly.
I don't think did bad. Kilmer, he did pretty good.
I like that. I think the very first one. Who was that? Was that Keaton?
Yeah, it was
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton.
Yeah, the very first one is likely gonna be my choice because that movie is that, and the TV show is what made me just be like, "Yo, fucking Batman is so cool." Batman
Right,
is dope. He's got
the
these
fucking
cool ass
Batman
villains,
animated
the
series was the
world.
best.
I mean, if I had to choose my favorite Batman growing up, animated series, because
Hands down.
that cartoon is honestly like on a whole nother fucking level when it comes to cartoons. It's made for kids, but the way it was done was so artful. The way it was drawn, the music that was in there, the voice actors, the stories, what they were doing, the trueness they were to all the characters, it was fucking phenomenal. Back then, the superheroes were getting the proper treatment when we were kids, for sure. Because Batman's not the only cartoon that had a good one. There was Justice League, there was Spider-Man, there was X-Men. Even though X-Men honestly does have some laughable dialogue, but it was still fucking good.
It was.
Daddy.
Since
Now,
we're gonna have to go to other places just to get away from the '80s films. We'll throw out the Superman trilogy, the first one, with Reeves.
Christopher Reeve.
Reeves.
I know I've seen one of those, but I'm not gonna front. And I thought about this earlier when I read the list. I was like, yo, I never watched those movies because I don't like his fucking face. His lack of lips bothers me, and I don't want to see him for 2 hours. I'm not fucking around. I don't like the way he looks, and I don't think he looks like Superman, and I fucking hate it, so I don't watch him.
No, he looks, man. He definitely could play his part, but I get what you're saying. He looks uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Right.
and I just don't fucking like
at
it.
all.
And it's crazy because I'll hear about shit that happens in the movies, and I'm like, I kind of want to see that, but I don't want to fucking see that man doing it. The only time I was okay with seeing Christopher Reeve on screen was when he was in that episode of South Park eating baby juice.
That's crazy. I mean, it also doesn't stand up through the test of time anyway. Like the CG was bad.
Superman just went into space and reversed the revolutions of the Earth to go back in time. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Oh, that's some OP shit.
Well, from that came a spin-off, Supergirl. They did an 80s version of the movie. And I think the Supergirl movie, dare I say, was better than the
Shout
Superman
out to the
movie.
Wonder Woman TV show.
Wonder Woman
TV show was
TV?
not bad.
Yeah.
For real?
Lucy
Oh,
Lawless?
wait, no, you're talking about with the first one, Linda Carter?
Yeah, there you go, Linda Carter. I said
Very
fucking
first
Boosie
one.
Wallace.
That's
No,
Xena.
not Zeno.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
Yeah,
shock when she
I
broke.
know. That's why I said fucking. I said that. But yes, that's what I'm talking about with Linda Carter. Shout out to her.
all right. We're getting into some stuff. There are some mention of Marvel movies in this, but let's take out the early '90s movie that's still on this list for some reason. I must have missed it. And we're in DC, so yeah, let's mention Steel.
Nice try.
Hey yo, Shaq should do that again.
He
No.
should.
Should
That
not.
was random for him to do. Like seeing him as that, like just
Shaq
big
meets Kazam.
Iron Man looking basketball player.
First of all, it was never random for him to do.
Yeah,
He's always been fucking Superman. So,
Okay, but it was still kind of random for him to be like. I mean, like I know I saw a video where he had stated where he always wanted to play a superhero, and they really thought Steel was gonna be some big time shit, and then it was absolutely not.
because the movie didn't, I don't believe the movie fell true to the origin of Steel, and it didn't even give him the powers. It was a suit.
Yeah.
That would definitely fuck it up.
It was still a good mention. It was a pretty good movie. Shaq did his thing. I enjoyed it as a youngster.
At this point, we should probably talk about E.T. Considering we talk about people like Dick Tracy. I don't know. He had
E.T. 's not
powers.
a superhero.
He saved that little boy from being caught by the G-men. So
right. He had powers.
yeah, he made that. He made that nigga fly on that with love or whatever the fuck that was with his finger.
Love via finger.
I don't know, because if we mention fucking E.T., then we got to mention Johnny Five.
He's joking, bro.
Oh, like, you know.
So was I. That's why I said Johnny Five.
Yeah, sure. Put it back in your pocket. It's fine.
Why would I pull out Johnny Five out of all people? Anyway, all right. Let's get back to the list. You want to go gritty, or you want to name the fucking Marvel movies since we just did DC?
Bro, just
Let's go gritty.
Let's go gritty.
Let's go Spawn gritty.
Spawn
Yeah.
gritty. All right, so let's talk about Spawn.
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna front. My first introduction to Spawn was when I was like 4 or 5, and I was sleeping down the hall, and I don't know why, but my door was open, and my dad had his surround sound system on, and my dad had a surround sound system, okay, and he was watching Spawn with my dad, and that shit woke me up, and I decided to walk in, like crawl out into the.
Wait, your dad was watching Spawn with your dad?
right. The fuck, nigga.
I'm sorry, my dad was watching Spawn with my mom, and
Wow.
I crawled out into the hallway.
Which one?
And I looked down, and it was some scene with John Leguizamo as that fucking clown. And I saw him in Spawn.
Haunting as a
I don't
kid,
know
bro.
what the fuck was going on, but that was probably at the time the craziest, darkest image of something I ever saw, and it scared me. And I apologize, Dad, if you ever saw this. I fucked up the movie for him because it scared the shit out of me. And I ran out there to my mom, and I honestly think, because I thought about it today, that might be the reason why I didn't see so many certain movies, because my mom thought to that instant and was like, no, he's scared by certain shit, and
He's
didn't
not right.
account for the fact that I grew up some from them. But the first exposure to that movie scared the shit out of me. That evil clown. And now I see it as an adult. That shit is hilarious. It's a great movie to watch.
Yeah, it's a pretty good fucking movie. I mean, it's really fucking raw. Was it an HBO thing?
Yeah, it was.
They had a TV show. Yo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
was
TV show was
Todd
good.
McFarlane's TV show, I think. And then they made a movie
It was really good.
with shout out to Michael Jai White.
It wasn't the best gritty superhero movie on this list, but it was a great movie.
I'll say, what you got above it?
What I got above it, I won't say
Right,
right
Punisher.
now. Punisher's on here. So we'll just, since you threw it out, Punisher will be the next one on the list. We're talking the first one though, because what was it? Danger Zone?
Warzone.
Warzone. That shit was trash.
No. Yeah, Warzone was
I
bad.
never saw Warzone, but when it came out at the time, I didn't like seeing sequels that didn't have the original cast in it because that assumed that it was
Just straight to
not
DVD
going to be as good.
movies.
Yeah, I just assumed it was a B movie if a sequel of a film was not the original cast, especially if it was a good movie. The original Punisher movie was solid.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, with
it
Thomas
can't flop.
Jane.
It can't flop if it had, with Thomas Jane, John Travolta as the fucking bad guy.
Yeah, the way
Kevin
he
Nash as the
fucking
big bad Russian dude.
yeah, man,
Yes.
yo,
Yeah,
they
with
did that
the
movie.
pot of hot water. See,
That was the
what,
first.
what I missed. What I missed about that movie is that the origin that happened, like it was crazy watching the whole family get together. Thomas Jane is talking, he's talking with the dad. He even showed him like the old school pistol type shit, like a father dad thing. And then the whole family gets lit up, and he just exacts his revenge from that. But they did him dirty too because they thought they shot him up, and then they poured out the gasoline to explode the docks, sent him flying, but he came back to his family dead. How he turned it around from there as the Punisher. That was a good origin.
Even though that's not part of the MCU, that's still one of the best Marvel movies in terms of telling an origin story and a complete story, like all in one. Like that was done very well.
Right, it was. It was.
I wish they did the Hulk that well.
I was gonna say these two movies before I got to the next two gritty before Punisher, but Hellboy 1 and 2 was pretty good.
Yeah, Hellboy is fine. Those are definitely enjoyable, different. Like it's kind of like watching those is like reading Image Comics.
Yeah,
were there three?
I think he
there's only two.
He had two of them, but they tried doing like another reboot, and
there was.
Yeah, there's three movies, but the third one is a reboot. Like makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the
original. But I like the first two. The first two, Hellboy and the Golden Army. Those were good.
Yeah, those were real good.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, that movie actually reminds me of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That was on here. I don't know if I mentioned it.
I don't recall you saying it before. But that was a movie that was definitely mid to low, but I feel like the concept really could have launched a better universe in better hands. And it had like an interesting cast, but it just was not memorable at all. I kind of want to watch it again because I don't even remember what the fuck it was about, but it seemed so good in the trailers leading up to it, and then it was just
Shit, let me know. We'll do like a watch along. I'll watch it with you because I've never seen it.
It's good. I like it.
It's really good. I like the scene when they're in the submarine, and they're trying to get out. Like they have their moments. So just like anything from the 50s to the 70s, that kind of style of living back then, like you'll get an appreciation for how they handle things back then, outside of the easy access of firearms we have and technology. Like people actually had to use their minds, think, use their environment, pick up clues. You know what I mean? Like the old school investigative way of handling a situation and getting your ass out of there alive.
Right.
Yeah, I like movies that do that kind of almost steampunk sort of vibe, but like secret steampunk type of thing. Yeah. That's kind of what Hellboy did. That's what I enjoyed about those.
I like his combination of he has the gun in one hand, but the big ass super fist in the other. It was pretty cool to see something like that.
This next one was kind of a it was a superhero movie, but it was a weird superhero movie. Hancock.
Well,
I liked it. I don't know why it was weird, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the dynamic between him and Charlize Theron.
That a white woman got him. Yeah.
No, you fuck.
You talking about like the overall story element?
Yeah, like
the literal. I thought that was kind of cool because it was a little bit different and it took the superhero idea to more of a mythology angle as opposed to just like a fictional area. Because mythology makes you really wonder, like, oh, these two, because you could easily translate that story into like they're angels or they're this or that very quickly. You know, it makes it very interesting, and the idea that they can't be together because then that makes them human and vulnerable. But if they're apart, they're godlike. And I mean, some parts of it I can agree could have been done a little bit better, but for a superhero type movie and the way they marketed it with Will Smith, you didn't expect that angle with the story, and I appreciated that because I expected a stereotypical thing. That whole end part where he's like dying, or like she's dying, whatever it was, and then he's just like running away while he's almost dying so they can come back to life. That was pretty good.
Yeah, how towards the end it was very climatic, and how it made their powers make more sense, and their whole character they were portraying. It was okay, especially seeing him as a bum. Like, it's okay if you have power, but like just because you have power don't mean you're gonna live a decent or lavish life. Like, he was just living like a bum, but he had powers to do certain things.
No. He was living like a fucking asshole, and that shit was hilarious. This man stopped a train and caused a bigger incident than like just. Ooh, I was drinking, bitch. Like, that was one of the best lines.
He's not really a hero. He's more like an anti-hero.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's cool to see him in action, because if like how you guys were referring to like how when Dre was talking about the Ninja Turtles, like they're beyond street level fighting. So if you call Hancock into a fight, you know what I mean? Like, you can get it popping,
He's basically
Hancock is invincible as long as Charlize Theron is not around.
Right, you just got to bring that bitch around, then you can whip his ass.
Right, that's his only kryptonite. Teenage Ninja Turtles is breakfast for this nigga.
Unless we talking about after MCU Ninja Turtles, then they're bulletproof.
That's still breakfast for an invincible, super strong Superman character. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Not pretty much. All right. The Watchmen was a gritty fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was an unexpectedly long but enjoyable film.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it was really good.
For all the people out there that hate on that film because it wasn't exactly true to the comics, having read the comic, you explain all that shit and why you need to put it on screen when you already have a big ass budget. That's not how Hollywood works. They had to cut out that fucking monster and they had to change shit, and they did a pretty good job. Because if you don't know shit about Watchmen and that's your first introduction, it's quite interesting. And I like the show because, again, it was apart from the comic and other things, but I enjoyed it.
I watched a couple episodes. I really didn't get into it too much. I want to give it another try, but it was a real good movie.
It's
I like
only 10 episodes.
Is it? How many episodes did I see? Then?
It's only like 10 episodes. It's mad short, bro.
All right, I'll go back and take a look. Constantine, also another gritty.
That was a solid ass movie. I hope Keanu Reeves does a sequel.
See, that was solid, but
I would love to see him return to the series. That shit was great.
But that's more supernatural.
But to be honest, even if he doesn't, I would just like to see
Constantine is a superhero, bro.
No,
yeah, Constantine is.
I was saying he's more supernatural than superhero.
Yeah,
because he's using spells, rituals to do certain things. But he's not a hero because he deals with the devil, with the demon world, and a lot of everything that he does between transcending down there, to do things or do jobs for the demons himself, or try to like do shit on Earth because of all those said things that he's being set to go do. But he's just like a rogue wizard who knows how to do shit.
Would you compromise in that he's a solid example of anti-hero?
Oh yeah,
better one.
Because if he had to kill somebody, or like, because there was times where like some of the stories of Constantine where people get possessed. If he has to kill them, do a ritual, do some kind of incantation to like stop what's going on, he will do it. You know what I mean? But
Constantine is raw. He gets shit done. That's why he's not favored in certain places, and he can't go to heaven or hell.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to call somebody who can't go to heaven or hell a superhero. Because he can easily die.
But that said, whenever it comes down to it, if there's a good versus evil thing going on, he doesn't side with evil. He usually always helps, even if it's like regretfully, because he just doesn't want to get involved. He goes on the side of evil. So I would say like he doesn't generally do what heroes do because he doesn't give a fuck. But at the same time, if he's needed and he knows there's evil about that's like a problem, he's gonna go on the side of good, which is why like he's definitely a hero. Like he does super shit. It might be magical, but like
And
the
Keanu
kind of
Reeves
powers
role
that
is
he's
perfect.
able to attain, what his house can do alone, like he has amazing abilities depending on which level of Constantine you're talking about. But he's raw as fuck, and because of that, he can't be called a hero in terms of like a superhero of an example. But he's a super anti-hero at least
I mean,
because of what he can do.
What you said, Dre?
could say the same exact thing for Spawn. He's not on the side of heaven or hell.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But solid movie.
Not
Yeah.
Remember Samo as a clown?
And Tilda Swinton as Gabriel was fucking great.
Yeah, she did a good job as that. It was a little weird, but she did a good
Peter
job.
Stormare as Lucifer, fucking great.
Yeah, that movie was done really well, and like Shia LaBeouf as his fucking pupil.
Right.
That was one of his first like R-rated movie films, and when I was growing up, because I saw Even Stevens, I was like, "Word, he's gonna make better movies." And then that went on a roller coaster, but
drugs.
We don't want to forget about the reason why the Marvel Universe is the way it is now. The gritty anti-hero, superhero, whoever you want to say, my man Blade.
Oh, hands down, my favorite.
I'm not gonna lie, I never think of that as MCU.
It's not MCU, but it's what led the way to the idea that it could work.
It's like the MCU is Marvel's reset button.
Yeah, because it was like Blade and just Hulk, right?
No,
we're gonna get there. Basically everything left is pre-MCU Marvel movies, except for one.
Okay, word.
No, but Blade was dope. I want to put that out there. Like, even though it's more on like that fictional kind of route, part vampire, Daywalker shit, he used that to like do good because he didn't want the city to be.
You sound mad far away, bro.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now? Well, so what I was saying was it's more on like that kind of mythological kind of thing, vampire, Daywalker type shit. But he uses his skills, knowledge, resources to like stop the city from being overthrown by the negative side of what he really is, a bloodthirsty fucking monster. And
he
how he goes about it.
How they look at him. It's not like he's in it to make vampires look good. He just wants to rid the world of them. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, though. It's not to say city. It's just he just
Blade is a racist to vampires.
You say he's a what?
He's a racist to vampires. He hates them motherfuckers. He can't stand them.
Right.
He's a semi-self-hating mulatto of vampirism.
And fucking, did you know that we almost didn't get Wesley Snipes as Blade? We almost got Wesley Snipes as T'Challa, the Black Panther.
I heard.
Yeah, I heard about that. That would have been something.
Wait, but
I smell another shirt coming on.
You said
another Wesley Snipes shirt.
We gotta start sending some to Wesley Snipes.
I heard that story, but I'm trying to figure out how that makes sense.
Well, that's where he wanted to go at first, and they didn't let him.
But he said this to them back in like 1996.
I think so.
Okay.
They probably just weren't about that type of
black righteousness in movies with comics. Are like, we need to uphold these white heroes first, and then we'll get you up there. All right, buddy. Why don't you do this obscure, more violent one with less of an audience, and then we'll just continue doing some more family-friendly white shit.
Yeah.
It sounds like
her
Hollywood.
movie's gonna be obscure.
Yes, but I mean, like, relatively speaking.
Now, after Blade, like I said, most of these movies are all pre-MCU Marvel movies. Except for
real quick, what's y'all favorite Blade movie?
I like the first one. Two is pretty solid, but I wouldn't mention 3 in my favorites.
Nah, of course not. It's tough. I like both of them. The first 2. I'd say the first one's better though.
Right. What about you, Tyler? Or did you not see them?
Just because it's like how I saw the Blade 2, and my mom didn't know because my mom was the one who didn't want me to see shit. My dad would let me see shit. So I saw Blade 2, and then because Blade 3, Blade Trinity was PG-13, I went and saw that in the theaters with my dad, and because I was the first one that I saw in theaters and stuff like that, I really enjoyed it. But looking back, and once I was able to watch the other trilogies, the other movies, the first 2 are clearly something that can stand the test of time. The third one is a disservice overall, but if you're ignorant to all the Blades and you see that the third one, you might like it. But if you see the first 2, you're gonna be fucking pissed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are. So, what I was gonna mention,
real quick though, I don't want to exclude Jazz. Do you have an opinion here?
I do. I like the first one.
All right.
Peace. Thank you.
I just didn't want to leave like Jazz out because everybody spoke with her here, so I just wanted,
I kind of got thrown off because Miguel popped out of here real quick.
Yeah, somebody asked him for $1.
All right. I thought
he had to make change.
All he had was change. Remember?
All I got is dimes, bro. Give me $1. 1, 2, 3.
Give me $1.
Horrible.
All right. So, welcome back, sir. Which one was your favorite Blade?
Which one's favorite what?
Blade.
What was your favorite Blade, and what did you do to make change for the $1?
I like the first Blade, and to make change for $1, I asked for 4 quarters.
All right.
You asked for $1? I don't know if that's a positive.
No, I asked for you said, "What did I do to break change?" So I asked for 4 quarters.
Well, we assumed that you
That's how you make change.
Somebody asked you for $1. That's why we assumed you disappeared.
Listen, I went through a lot of shit to find my damn charger immediately because I wasn't paying attention to battery power. So let's not argue.
We were just curious. Nobody's arguing. We just thought you were making change, and we're glad you're back.
I'm back.
I made a sandwich though.
And you didn't make me one, motherfucker.
Don't start your shit. Don't look at me.
I will get a sandwich after this. So. Anyway, a sandwich, man. Let's talk about Transformers.
Oh man, yo, Transformers! When those first 2 movies, I had such high hopes, and it wasn't until looking back that you're like, yeah, you know what? You really don't know what the fuck they're doing when they're transforming, and those storylines are really fucking retarded. But if you just sit back and turn your brain off, it's great.
Like Wiki.
But if you just attempt to think and be like, if you even ask yourself, is my drink empty? You're going to realize there's nothing fucking going on. I shouldn't be watching this. I'm wasting my goddamn time. after the second one for sure. The third one, whenever they introduced the balls on that big ass robot as a joke, that was when it was like, okay, nobody gives a fuck about this franchise anymore. This is about money.
It was. I'm not
They
even gonna
tried.
say they were solid films. What are they up to now? Like 6 or 7?
I did hear that they're
added
doing like a Beast Wars type of movie for the next one, and if they took the time to make it good, at least as good as the first one, I'd watch it because I like Transformers. But man,
I like
I
the
don't
Beast
like
Wars concept because that cartoon was amazing.
it. Was well, it was at the time. Have you gone back and seen it recently?
I know what you mean. I watched it like 5 years ago, trying to get back into it and seeing
That man, the dialogue in that fucking show is hilarious, but the story is still somehow solid. And for the time, the CGI is good, but I wish they would remake it.
Now that we got that out of the way, everything is pre MCU here. So I'll just go with probably the weakest out of all of these, and I would say it's Daredevil.
Yes. Well, no, wouldn't it be Elektra?
I didn't even mention. She didn't even make the list, bro. That's a part of the Daredevil.
So yes, that is the worst one. But yeah, Daredevil was disappointing. The show though was fucking
The
solid.
show was way better than the movie.
That one shot scene in like episode 2 makes it worth it alone.
Apparently, they're bringing it back to Disney Plus. So,
well, if they can match what it was doing with its brutality and like R-rated nature, word.
they can because they showed evil Captain America on the new Captain America show.
Yeah, but do you understand Disney branding? Disney owns like MGM Studios, and they put up movies that aren't Disney family orientated on those types of brands because they don't like to sullen the idea of Disney being Disney.
Yeah, but they still do it now with these Marvel things, and what they do is they'll show it at least the first time for the first, I guess, run of the show, and then after they'll re-edit it and they'll take all the blood and stuff out. So when you go back and
That's
watch
the most fucking retarded thing I've ever heard.
That's what they do, though.
And this is fuck Disney. Let's keep going. What's next after Daredevil's shitty ass?
After Daredevil's shitty ass, fuck. Right or left? Because I don't know which way to go after this.
Just forge your own way in the center because fuck these next one. It's probably not good.
Ghost Rider.
The first Ghost Rider is better than the second.
Some would argue the opposite.
I mean, honestly,
people online.
It's two mid movies. But I mean, the first, it's honestly seeing Nicolas Cage in movies is usually just enjoyable in and of itself. But Ghost Rider was solid when it came out. I kind of expected more after Ghost Rider was going on, and like there's a sequel, and then nothing happened. If there's any credit I can give to Disney, they did make that universe of just spawning more stuff, but man, are they just saturating the shit out of it.
Right. They did come out with another Ghost Rider. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., though. And it was the second, I want to say it was the second incarnation of Ghost Rider, not only in the on-screen sense, but in the comic book sense as well, because it was the Spanish one, the Spanish Ghost Rider.
That's like, I like that idea. Also, low-key, Ghost Rider, depending on like what level he is in the comics, is one of the most formidable characters there is.
You know that there's a cosmic Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's funny because people always just kind of dismiss and think of certain characters as tertiary or like negligible because of how they're written. But it's like you don't understand that this character potentially could solo everything you love.
You know, there's a Spider-Man Ghost Rider.
I heard about that.
Hasbro, I need one.
I did not, but I mean, if there's a Lobo Batman, I believe in all
I
comic
want
books
to
at this point.
Fuck. Lobo is already crazy as fuck, but then Lobo Batman. Yeah, I guess it would just look cool. It really would. It's really.
Lobo Batman would just be Lobo in Batman's suit because Batman ain't shit but a detective.
I mean, well, first of all, Batman is a fucking tactical genius. I don't know why people keep ignoring the fact that this man is a strategist that is impeccable and respected by Darkseid. Like, I don't know why people keep being like, oh, he has money, that's it, he's a fucking faggot. Like, he has other things that make him useful. But yeah, like he is supported by the fact he is a billionaire. He has usefulness, but yeah, you could take him out by a gunshot to the face if he didn't already know everything about you because he is a fucking weirdo.
That looks tough.
That looks stupid as hell.
Oh, I saw that. I actually had that skin in the what is that? The Spider-Man.
Bro, I need that. I need that action figure. So Hasbro, make a Marvel Legends for me, please.
Man, they'd make it and it would be bought out by collectors who are hoarding that shit right away. They'd buy fucking pallets of it so that way you pay $1,000. But if I see it, I got you, bro.
I appreciate it. Cause I won't pay $1,000 for it, but I'll fucking search my ass off and I'll find it and I'll get it.
Anything under $100, I'll let you know.
Trust me, bro. I'll pay maybe even $100, but it depends on the figure and it depends on the status. You know what I mean? If I can get it cheaper along the line, somebody need to pay their fucking light bill or something, their car note. They sell it for cheap. I'll get it.
You got to use that local Facebook marketplace.
I use Macari. You can haggle there. Anyway, let's get rid of Ghost Rider and go straight for
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, let's do the Ang Lee Hulk.
I like the Hulk.
Yeah, I like
that one too. I just really didn't like the Hulk dogs. They could have found a better fucking villain for his first villain.
They could have had a better villain, but I feel like humanity was meant to be the villain in that movie. And to be fair, he fucked those dogs up. That was mad, that was raw as fuck when he grabbed the one of those dogs and he just ripped its jaw off. I was like, oh shit, Hulk is fucking them up. And then he would like his super run where he was just jumping miles and shit, and like Hulk was smashing in that movie better than he smashed in any MCU movie ever.
Yeah, he did. And what I will tell you also is that they stood true to the fact that every time he got angry, he got bigger.
Yep, and I love that. Because that makes it be like, yo, he could get huge.
It was just like when the dogs first attacked him and they were trying to gang up on him, and then he grabbed him by the shoulder. He just fled.
Yeah, he busted the jaw. That was awesome.
Broke his jaw from just straight flexing. Like, come on now. Like that was definitely some badass scene right there.
Yeah, I feel like people share that movie more than they should because when it came out, that shit was hotness, and people like. I feel like people forget that when even the second Hulk movie, when it came out, people liked it way more. It's just because we have so many more movies that we look back and we're like, this could have been way fucking better. And it's not that we're wrong, but at the same time, in the second Hulk movie, when he was fighting, what's his name? That shit was epic. That was fun. Yeah, that was a fire-ass fight. They were fucking shit up. But the story was weak. But the thing I liked about the Ang Lee thing was like he was trying to do the real comic book vibe, the way that he shot it, and I appreciated that. And there was actually a really good PS2 Xbox game that came from that really let you play as the Hulk and smash and fuck things up. It was dope.
It was
Yeah.
pretty good video game.
Especially when you take the top off the tanks.
Yes, sir. Start smashing everybody with it. It's like, fuck your tank. I'm gonna fucking smack you with this. Throw it at a helicopter.
Bro, Wolverine
Tanks on his fist, and you were able to like.
a great game for the PlayStation.
What did you say?
Wolverine was a fucking great
The
game.
Origins game, Wolverine Origins.
Yeah.
Yo, that was on Xbox 2. That is an underrated fucking solid game. That really plays more like before they made the more gritty Wolverine movies. That really gave truth to like what you wanted to see with Wolverine. He was slicing off limbs and getting fucked up and healing, and it was dope.
It was bananas. All right, here's the last 3 on this list here. We'll go with the Fantastic Four first.
Trash.
1 and 2.
That was. I'd rather watch.
That sounds like you're hanging out next to somebody with an iron lung.
I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Dre, what was you saying?
I said I'd rather watch Elektra.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because they were a cosmic accident, and then the best power that came out of them was Johnny Blaze. That's it.
At the time, I enjoyed them. At the time, as a kid, what I didn't enjoy, I'll say, is what I probably don't enjoy about them right now is the depiction of Galactus.
Yeah, you mean a giant fucking space cloud?
Yeah.
Well, they did.
Yeah, those movies did a lot of things poorly, but because we didn't have any superhero movies, we all enjoyed it.
Right.
It's what we had. It's what we got now.
Because Silver Surfer is also like a cosmic level entity, and you wouldn't get that from the film.
To think that still to date, the only solid Fantastic Four wasn't even all 4 of them. It was just one of them in a Doctor Strange movie. The rest of the reincarnations of this movie were trash. These 2 and the one with what's his face, the guy from the new Maverick movie. I always forget his name. Dizzle's not helping. So we're gonna move on to the next one, and I don't. Yeah, those. I'm gonna go with the least solid one first, and it's gonna be X-Men. The first couple ones, because this got out of control with the same cast after that. So what was it? Is the first 3?
The first 3 were fucking fine, in my opinion.
I didn't like the first one.
Wait, you didn't like X-Men movies?
Huh?
You didn't like the original X-Men movies they made?
I didn't like the very first one.
Why?
What is your reason, sir?
How can you say that and not immediately have a reason why come to your mind?
There's a lot of reasons why I didn't like it.
So give me some.
I didn't like the whole Sabretooth thing. I thought he looked like a fucking shitbag.
He looked as close as they could get to the cartoon. They were definitely mimicking that without making him look fucking retarded and in the unitard. But continue.
I hated how they made Jubilee's story Rogue's story.
I hate how they really didn't expand on Gambit.
That has nothing to do with the first fucking movie. Jubilee was not in the first movie.
Yes, but what I'm saying is the way they did Rogue's story in that first movie should have never been Rogue.
It should have. You know why they did that? Because Jubilee is fucking stupid. This Spark Axe, like fucking fireworks bitch. Nobody liked her in the cartoon, and they knew that. So they were like, let's take somebody they do like and make that the origin story. What's your next complaint?
Yo, he is killing your. Don't even say anything else.
Don't bother. He has a point too. So
I completely agree with you because I love the original X-Men movies are fine by me, the ones they did after are complete garbage.
Yeah, they started to fall off
I was
fucking
like, what the fuck
heavy.
am I watching?
They fell
Wolverine
off
Origins
heavy.
was trash.
What'd you say?
Wolverine's origin was trash, so I could see that. And then
You know, it was good for what it was, but it ruined so many ancillary characters. Like, it was fun to see Wolverine on screen doing some cool shit, but the story of that film was terrible, and they fucked up Deadpool. But it laid the ground for Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, so I'm thankful for that.
Or Green Lantern.
Ooh.
which didn't make this list.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
have
it shouldn't have.
Green Lantern should never make this list.
It should be right next to Green
That was
Hornet.
bad. I'm sorry. That was a horrible, horrible movie. It was a waste of an hour.
Yeah, I went to the movie theater with my boy Matt to see Green Hornet. We were both awake, hyped to go see it. We both fucking fell asleep and woke up during the credits and we're like, well, that shit sucked. Like, fuck
Which
that
also
movie.
didn't make this list.
As they shouldn't have.
What did make this list, and is the last on this list, is the Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi.
Okay, so my first question is, what are your thoughts on the third one?
I liked it. I'm not even gonna lie.
You liked it, but you didn't like X-Men. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
I didn't like the
Say
first
that?
X-Men. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
you're
really-
no.
I
Don't
didn't
even
like
continue.
it,
I
bro.
was already fucking you up with those answers. Don't continue on that. Because I want to agree with you. I like 3 too, but it is ridiculous. You like 3 and you didn't like the original X-Men.
Yeah, that's bullshit, Jay. Like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, come on now.
He
Like,
liked this emo fucking Spider-Man dance being
like
awkward as fuck.
X2 better
But
than I
he
like
can't
the-
handle that they got rid of Jubilee because she fucking sucks. Like, what is that?
That
I like
Spider-Man
X2
movie, they
more.
basically said we could do anything we want because we know it's gonna hit. So we'll just make bullshit for 2.5 hours.
Right? They took Venom and they just ruined the idea of having Venom for most of the movie.
Right?
I
And then
didn't
you
like
got-
their
you got-
casting of Venom.
The
Yeah,
casting
no,
was
that was
great.
poor. as
Why?
fuck.
This skinny ass kid. Like, you should have
Such
got.
a forecast.
You could have just gotten Tom Hardy from back then.
Nah,
Just so that way
No,
it-
back
it-
then,
it-
hands down, you could have casted Brock Lesnar.
Oh fuck it! No, but Brock Lesnar.
Honestly, even though he can't really act
No,
like
he's
that,
not a
was
talker.
fine.
Bro. Like, he's like a fucking caveman. He doesn't like
Even
saying
in the-
much. Fights.
Even in the cartoon, though, Eddie Brock didn't say much, but I'm gonna get you, Parker.
right?
You know what? Yeah, Brock Lesnar could easily do that.
Now Brock Lesnar actually would have been perfect to be Eddie Brock 20 years ago.
Hell
Because he
yeah.
had the real stature. They wouldn't have had to do all the CGI. They just put him in a suit.
Yep, especially when he was still in UFC at the top of his game.
He was not a UFC.
Yes, Brock Lesnar was not in UFC.
What?
He was
you
not
hear-
in UFC when Spider-Man came out.
Okay.
I'm saying, but whatever, Jay. If he was in his prime and then did the Spider-Man movie, it'd be fucking dope. Like, where are you in this convo? What are you looking at?
I'm Dizzle.
Eyes
That
up front.
movie.
All right. So
I got
No,
my-
Jasmine.
the third one aside, do you prefer the first or the second one? And do you absolutely hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies?
I absolutely hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies. There's a couple of things in there that I enjoyed, but not the overall movie itself. Like, I hated Rhino. I fucking hated Rhino. GameStop, give me my fucking figure. I hated Rhino.
You know what's crazy? When I was still doing security in 52nd and Park Avenue, they were filming that scene when the cops were firing at Paul Giamatti in the Rhino suit.
I hated that.
I remember that now. Yeah, that was stupid.
It was like 300, like over 300 empty bullet casings later on the plaza. Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
But the Spider-Man movies, they were really bad for a minute because they knew they were gonna make money, so they didn't really try that much or really care to try.
Yeah.
They just needed to make those two movies to
get the
render the rights back because they were going to lose the rights to it if they did it.
Oh, that's right, the rights too.
But to answer your other question, Talon, I really don't know which one I like more, 1 or 2, just for the simple fact that I love William Dafoe as the Green Goblin. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I loved what's his fucking face? Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. So I really don't know which one I like more. I would put them, right neck and neck.
I feel like just those two should have been the opposition in what's it called?
Homecoming.
What
Far
was
From
it?
Home?
Yeah, Far From Home. Is that the last one that came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have just had those two be the main ones in that one. I feel like that would have worked fine, and then they could have just built it up to maybe bring it in. Like they could have done more, in my opinion, with the villains in that movie, because those two alone deserve.
It wasn't too bad for what they made out of it. I think what they did with William Dafoe in that movie alone, it made up for a lot, because it was even the theme, just the fucking fighting scene in that movie with Tom Holland and William Dafoe was like none other fighting scene in any other Spider-Man movie ever. Just a gritty tone for it.
But I mean, like, he has no relation to this Peter Parker. There's no like.
Yeah, the first one was really good. The fighting scene, that was really good.
Yeah, they even reference it in there.
Yeah, he killed the fuck out of him in that movie.
Right. I didn't say that it was better than the fighting scene. I mean, the feel of this fighting scene was unlike any other in any other Spider-Man movie.
See, I disagree, because this Peter Parker has no connection to this Goblin.
Yeah,
this is literally just a random villain to him.
He was just he just really hated him, so he was like, all right, I guess.
So should I rephrase that as the tone then? Because
there's no tone like that, though. That's what I'm saying. It's just a random ass villain battle. There's no emotional weight, because this Peter Parker, up until this movie, has never interacted with this Goblin. And just because this Goblin killed Aunt May, which you could see from 1,000 miles away, doesn't mean that all of a sudden this is such a heavy battle. He doesn't have any built rivalry. The Green Goblin is one of the major fucking villains for Spider-Man, and he just met this nigga. He just met him.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Talin. Like, why is he so mad at him when in that universe he has no idea who this kid is?
When the other two are there, when Toby's fucking there.
Right, they didn't know Toby was there at the time. But I just mean that that's what separated it, in my opinion, and just the way they shot it is what I meant. It didn't feel like a normal Spider-Man movie. Just that part. Everything else was in the realm of a Spider-Man movie. But the way they shot that sequence was unlike anything else.
I hated Tom Holland in that one.
You said you hated Tom Holland in that one?
Movie. He was such
I didn't like him either. I like
just if he listened to Strange, everything would have been fine. But of course not.
Right? It's very simple. There was so many points where it's just like, this was entirely unnecessary, everything we went through, and they could have cleaned it up a little better. Also, that whole side story with Mary Jane and his best friend was kind of boring. I didn't really give a fuck.
In that one, or in all of them?
I say
all of them.
Yeah.
There was no climax to that.
All of them. Like, it's just, I feel like the movie has great ideas. Like what Disney does well is they know how to shoot shit and make a very entertaining film. They know how to do that. But what makes a film, they can't do the same level. You're going to get like 10s for audio, 10 for the soundtrack, 10 for the production, 10 for like maybe even the shots and like the directing of shots. But for the writing, you're probably going to get a 4 to a 6, maybe less. And then for the casting, well, you have the casting and then you have that writing to work with. So you don't have great casting. They're not going to be able to do shit with that art. So that's going to go even down further. And it's just not really that good when you step back. And I will retract here. This isn't Disney. This was Sony. But Disney does the same thing. And it's like a Hollywood thing to
It was Disney.
their own
they
stuff.
had a lot of say so in it, Disney, in this universe.
Yeah, they did collab on that one, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They're on that.
Yeah,
on
so like
that.
that, like with all that was going on there, it could have been better, especially with the fact they had so many villains. They honestly have enough. They had, at least at the time, enough support to where they should have made that a 2-part film, to where all the villains were maybe locked up at the end of the first one, and
I
then
would have
broke
loved to have
free,
seen that.
and then they did like a Sinister Six type of shit, and then that was the premise starting for the second film.
Well, it was supposed to be 6. I don't understand why they cut out the scenes that were shot with Venom.
That's what I'm saying. Like they fucked it up. It could have been as great as people say it is, but with all those villains in there, it's not remotely as good as people say it is. It's a 7 at best.
Well, it's really supposed to set up the next trilogy with Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
I don't want to see that
It's gonna
nigga.
be the
He's
first
doing
one.
Fuck that nigga. He just fucked up
He's gonna
Uncharted.
do 3 more.
I didn't see Uncharted yet, but I don't think I'm gonna ever do it.
Don't do it.
Some would argue it was Mark Wahlberg that fucked it up.
They both did not belong in that film. Well, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say that. They both didn't belong in that film, unless they were doing a young Uncharted, because then I could see Tom Holland in there. But they weren't doing that. They were trying to do like 35-year-old Tom Holland, Drake.
Well, thank God
Tom
we
Holland
weren't
looks
talking
like
about
he's
Tom
24.
Holland movies. We weren't talking about superhero movies before the MCU. Well,
Right, and we ended on Spider-Man. So how is
We
that
did.
not gonna happen?
Yeah, it happens. Well, hopefully in the next trilogy we'll take a
Actually, can I ask y'all a quick question? What did y'all think of the first Venom with Tom Holland?
You mean with?
I'm sorry, not Tom Holland.
Hardy?
Tom Hardy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
Fuck.
think all the Venom sucked.
Yeah. Ass.
Okay.
As did Morbius, as will Craven, as will Adam Webb.
You know, Craven is an animal activist.
Right? How the fuck? Bro, I'm just saying. Animal activist? Are you fucking kidding me? He's never been an activist. How the fuck? How did he get his lion pelt? It wasn't the same way Hercules did, and it wasn't the same way fucking what is his name, Talon? Because we're talking about Pizzagate next week, so it wasn't the same